Purpose of this demonstration is to show you how to waterproof this rough opening. I've constructed this wall out of light gauge metal and dense glass sheathing. For that, the first requirement is gyp prime, which is applied onto the cut edge of the sheathing material. If you're using CDX, OSB, or even CMU block, you do not need to use gyp prime, and you can go straight to applying FastFlash. Step one is to use our gyp prime product to solidify the cut edge, to minimize that, get rid of the chalkiness. First, shake it up accordingly. It comes in larger jugs when it gets on the job site. I'm going to use just a small nap and roll it on. I do have a chip brush to get into some of the tight corners. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. So I'm just going to roll it over the edge. This product, gyp prime, is our cut edge sealer. It solidifies the chalk so that we can then use our rough opening material, FastFlash, to waterproof the opening and have a bondable substrate. Now that the gyp prime is cured to the touch, I'm going to proceed with applying FastFlash into the rough opening and out onto the face 4 inches at a minimum. To do this, I'm going to use a variety of tools. A flexible spatula, a caulking tool, because I will end up having to detail the inside corners, and then I like to carry a chip brush with the bristles cut down in case the surfaces are very irregular. It becomes very efficient versus a flat tool. The last trick that I like to do with my spatulas is if I'm only having to come down a minimum of 4 inches on the face, I cut the tool down to 4 inches, so I have my unanimous gauge. I'm going to apply 3 beads into the rough opening, consistent beads. I'll eventually knock them down. I'll end up doing my inside corners last. Now I'm just going to knock the material down to an opacity, which is actually 12 mils. You can always certainly use a mil gauge to check, but one of the characteristics of the material is that when you can't see through the material itself, it's at the specified millage of 12. There are some tricks with using any kind of a blade as well. Oftentimes you end up striking it in a little bit of a diagonal fashion to pull it to the edges that is required. But the consistency of the bead helps lay down the material as well. So consistency is a factor in all this. I just put a bead of material in the corner, so now I'm going to tool it with my caulking knife. Now the rough opening is complete. Once cured, windows can be installed.